Your headline earnings per share down 79%, a share in line with the expectations on the back of those lower demand for commodities and, of course, the stronger rand to the dollar. We're 2 months into the new year. Do you see earning conditions improving into the second half of 2010?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Sue. If one look at the comparative period, you see those numbers, but on the previous 6 months, we were very happy to see a significant improvement on that. If we look at the volume increases we experienced to the latter part of this reporting period, then that makes us feel very confident about the future, with China and Asia actually leading the whole global recovery, I think.
Mm-hmm. Your financial position seems to be in quite a good state. Your debt to equity ratio 8.4%, but you also plan to spend 8 billion rand into expanding into Africa. What will this do in terms of gearing going forward, and what level of debt are you comfortable with?
Most of the expansion will come from your earnings going forward. We will use a little bit more gearing. We've always said we would be comfortable up to a level of 30%. We don't see ourselves getting nowhere near that over the next 3 years.
And I really just want to focus on your expansion plans at the mining indaba this year. You mentioned platinum possibilities in Zimbabwe. What sort of acquisition might you be looking at there, and how long do you expect a licensing process to take?
We're certainly looking at opportunities in Zimbabwe. There's lots of very good platinum in the Great Dyke. We're trying to make sure we get something that's got enough critical mass so that one could afford spending money building that. We haven't finalized the process. I don't know how long the licensing will take, but we're still in negotiating and in discussions with the government.
And how much of a risk factor is the indigenization process proposed by government for you?
If we try to understand what they're saying from the local percentages earning is everything you do, like community development, like bringing local people into the process, that actually assists you in your percentage that you need to comply with. But one would have to, once you finalize your plans, you would need to table that to the government and get their support for your plan.
And just focusing on another country which you've highlighted as a key expansion area is, of course, Mozambique. Your partner in your teal project, Vale, is already present in Mozambique in the coal-rich Tete province. Do you see a partnership with Vale going forward in Mozambique?
We certainly, we've been invited when they had the formal opening of the Matisse project. At this stage, we are not participating in that, but we're certainly keeping our eyes open to see what is available in Mozambique. We probably also have a strong focus, as you notice in our presentation, at Zambia and the DRC at this stage.
And just in terms of the DRC, there's been a number of reforms implemented by President Kabila. I guess that's pretty good for business for you going forward.
We believe the business environment to the south where we are is becoming stronger every day. We've got a very large area which we're drilling, and we're finding very good copper. We'll probably have to continue the drilling for another 2 years before we have large enough ore reserves to start an operation there. But we're very excited about the DRC, and we find working with your partners, which is actually Jaca Mines that own 40% of the assets, we find it very positive.
And just one quick question affecting your operations back home. NERSA makes its decision on Eskom's tariff hikes this week. What impact does that have on you, especially with regards to your long-term coal contracts with Eskom, and also just in terms of co-generation possibilities?
As far as the contract goes with Eskom, we've concluded a contract together with Xstrata with Eskom for the offtake of the coal from the Goedgevonden. That's a 17-year contract. That's in the back, and that is now secured. Most of our mines use very small amount of electricity. We're not similar to some of the deep-level operations. But the areas where we do use high amount of electricity is the two smelters that we have. We have installed some standby power units at some of the operations, but we haven't started co-generation as such.